Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chip Yates here. A couple days after we made history with this electric superbike, and I'm here with electrical engineer Robert Ussery. Hey, Robert.
Hey.
How's it going?
What's up, YouTube world?
This is our big debut here. We brought this thing, took the wraps off of it, and brought it to California Speedway, Auto Club Speedway, for the Weir West round here. And here you see us getting out on the grid and lining up. Here's a bunch of twin cylinder something or others. I don't even know what all these are. We got some Ducatis and some Suzukis, Honda 1000 I think mixed in there. Now, Robert, you got a motorcycle. How come you didn't bring it out to the races?
I should have.
So here we are. Oh, this guy on my left is in the wrong spot.
Don't want to be crushed by the other electric motorcycles out there.
I know. So he's like, yeah, he's in the wrong spot. So this guy right here in the blue shirt, that's Gerhard. Works for Weir Motorcycle Road Racing. I've known him before I turned pro. I was racing in Weir. And so I know him. Whoop! There's a jump start on the guy on the left, and off we go. So this is a gasoline race. This is a heavyweight twins superbike, and man, that guy doesn't know what he's doing. He just missed the curb too on the inside. Here we go, going into turn 3 at Auto Club Speedway. First time that electric superbike is raced in a gas race, and oh, there I go. I'm standing up this guy, going into 3. What a jerk I am. And coming out of 3, heading in towards the double apex 4.5, or no, sorry, 5.6 at Auto Club. Here we go, turning in. You'll see a double apex, clip the curb on the inside, let it go a little bit wide, and then pull it back. Right here I was doing pretty well, but here, see the wheelie coming now? It happened pretty much every time, because this bike makes 300 foot-pounds of torque, and it's just a monster. Now, going through that little left-right was no problem, even though the bike weighs 585 pounds. It wasn't that bad. Here's where I had trouble coming out of turn 9 going on the back straight. Because it's not straight, there's a little dogleg there. Now it straightens out right here. It was difficult for me to open the throttle and not have the bike wheeling there. So what I did is I kept turning the torque down. I have a switch on my left handlebar that reduces the torque. And I kept turning it down, and I ended up, out of a total of 400 newton meters of torque that's available, that's the equivalent of 300 foot-pounds of torque. I ended up using 260 newton meters max out of 400, so this bike has, way too much torque. And here we go, getting wound up and slingshot onto the front straight California Speedway. Now we're right now on the NASCAR banked oval. What do you think, Robert? We're going about 156, I think, here in this race.
Yep, yeah. Later on, end up getting 158, 160 miles an hour.
Yeah, I geared the bike. Here we go into turn 1. I'm catching these guys a little bit here, a couple guys. I geared the bike for Cal Speed. What's happening here?
Hello.
Oh, past that guy, and now we're back into turn 3. It's the only turn that has grass, so sometimes I'll drag my knee over the grass and end up back in the pits with a little bit of grass sticking out of my knee slider. Let's see, so here we are again. This must be lap 2, and we're going into the double apex. I'm playing around with my braking markers, because before this race I only had ever ridden 14 laps total on this motorcycle, ever. I did 8 laps at Infineon.
Really?
Yeah, like clockwork. Then the left-right quick flick, a little application of throttle here, and then the tight hairpin turn 9 leading onto the back straight. And again, even though, we could just devastate those bikes in front of us in a straight line race, they can get the power down so much better than I can. We're working on this with our wheelie control and our traction control. They weren't fully implemented for this race. We're still tuning the bike up, and so those guys were able to jump out a little bit on me there. But I got a surprise for them coming up. And here we are into, I think that's turn 12. I get mixed up. There's 21 turns on the track. Here we go. Right here I grab my left handlebar. There's a Kurz brake lever. It's kinetic energy recovery system, and you pull that and it acts like a rear brake, and it gets me through that corner. Alright, here comes a surprise for these two guys. We're getting onto the banked oval again, and here I can open my throttle a little bit better, and so later
walk right on past them.
Yeah, and then we cross the start finish. I'm going to take this guy out to see ya. And that's electric power working for you. 194 horsepower, and it's just basically continuous torque. And those poor guys didn't stand a chance. But this is a good result in this race. I think we finished 3rd. We're on the podium, but still, I had nothing for James Randolph. He was like 9 or 10 seconds a lap faster than me in this race. But we'll be able to close that gap for sure once we get more laps under our belt, I think. And now I think I'm running on my own a little bit here. Oh, I blew it. Look at that. What do you think?
Are you supposed to be on the inside of the cones there? Ah.
Is that a professional motorcycle rider? I wonder, is there a way to cut that out of this video? Oh, man. Oh, and he hits the plastic curbing. Okay, I think I remember this now. I was saying to myself, okay, dude, you passed everybody you can pass. You need to just take a deep breath and finish the race, you know? Because I got to admit to, you know, I mean, I've done like AMA, World Supersport, and a lot of like exciting, high-stress stuff, but this was pretty stressful, you know, because I knew people were watching and they didn't know what was going to happen, you know? They're thinking, is this electric bike going to be a joke, or is it going to, you know, how's it going to do? And I think I knew I got myself into a podium position at this point, and I was getting a little ahead of myself and blew blue turn 5-6 there and ran outside the curb. And now here we are on the back complex and getting ready to go on the banked oval. You can hear this motor. Just sit here and listen to the motor here whine up to 156, 158 miles an hour. Look how close I am to the wall there, too. That's a little disconcerting. Got a little wobble and head shake going into one. Remember, this is 580 pounds, and most of the bikes I'm competing with are probably 350 to 380 pounds. So we're 200 pounds heavier bike-wise than the guys you're seeing me pass. So, yeah, we have a lot more power than some of those guys, but we have a heck of a lot more weight. But surprisingly, I was shocked at how well this bike handled. You can see some of the still photos of me out here on it. See, I blew it again, 5.6. Just can't get it right. But you can look at some of the still photos of me on the bike out there, and I mean, we're leaning over and dragging knees and stuff. It's amazing how much like a race bike this felt like. Were you surprised, Robert, when you saw it out there?
When I didn't actually see it like back on the track, but when I saw the photos afterwards, I couldn't believe you were leaning over that far and dragging a knee and treating it like a real race bike.
It reminded me the first time I ever dragged a knee was here at California Speedway 2007. And, you know, I was sticking my knee out further than I should have because I wanted to drag. But the first time it ever hit the ground, I sucked it back in. You know, it scared the crap out of me. You know, heavy braking at the end of the back straight here. That's a spot where they take a lot of pictures right there. You see me drag a knee over the curb. It's usually taken right there. And again, this little chicane, I usually drag the KERS brake, which it slows the rear wheel down, helps me get pivoted into that corner. And this is pretty nice. On the exit here, I'm taking a line where I pretty much kiss the curb there on the outside, and then back up onto the oval. And my goal to myself on this was to see if I could open the throttle to 100%. And I'm not sure I ever achieved that. Did you look at the data? Did I ever open the throttle?
I don't think you ever did on the front straight. You did a couple times on the back, but yeah, on the front, I don't think I ever quite got all the way open.
Can you imagine having a Superbike where you get on a banked oval and there's no one around, and you can, you know, it's pretty long, and you still can't open the throttle to 100%?
So much power in reserve.
Yeah, that is madness. I mean, as I'm going up there on the banked oval, even at 150 miles an hour plus, the front wheel is literally skipping across the pavement. The bike's trying to wheelie. It has so much extra power that it's really inconceivable. And all I've ever ridden was a 600 before this. I've ridden a 600, I rode a Gixxer 750 for a while, but I started racing in 2007, so I don't have that much experience. And I mean, for sure, of course, this is the most powerful thing I've ever sat on and dared to open the throttle on. It's totally ridiculous. So it's neat to come full circle here. We're at Wera West, you know. I started in 07 as a Wera novice, and then in 2008 I was a Wera expert, and then in 2009 I turned pro with AMA, and I did 2 races, I think, with AMA, and then I turned world and got my FIM World Supersport license and raced the world race in 2009 at Miller Motorsports Park, and then did AMA Laguna Seca on the MotoGP weekend, which was incredible. There was like 100,000 people there. It was just brilliant. And then AMA Topeka, I crashed and broke my pelvis and put me out the rest of the 2009 season, and that's when we started planning this bike. And we planned in November 2009, and we started building it January 2010, and it took to the track December 15th, 2010. So in less than a year, we got a bike built from nothing to the most powerful in the world, and I'm pretty proud of that. And wobbling through turn 1 again, here we go. Right here, I crashed and broke my collarbone. Right there, right at the braking marker there. I was on my 600, and this was what year was that? It was 2008. It was like January 2008, and I just upgraded from a 98 Suzuki Gixxer 750 and put myself into modern times by buying a 2007 Gixxer 600. And I just wasn't used to it. It's got so much weight on the front end compared to the old 750 that I just came around there into 3 and grabbed the brakes, just ham-fisted the front brake, and tucked the front, going about 100 miles an hour, and hit the ground hard, broke my collarbone. But right here at Cal Speedway, they have a medical center, so they scooped me up and swept up the bike and took me over there and
put the pieces back together.
Yeah, Humpty Dumpty in there. They had a pretty nurse and pretty awesome. Took me to Loma Linda Medical Center. But Cal Speedway is a good track if you're going to get hurt here, because they have a doctor on staff, and they had an ambulance sitting there, and I went over to Loma Linda, which was pretty close, and they took good care of me. So I think that put me out of a race or two that year, but then it made me a little bit desperate because I wanted to turn pro, and so we had to go around and do 12 race weekends in 2008 to get enough points to get my AMA Pro license, but we got the job done. So this is awesome. Is this the checkered flag? It is. So that's What do you think?
Yeah, you see like the last couple laps there, just being totally solo. It was nice to get some laps in where you can just practice a little bit and keep reducing your lap times for the next race.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. I mean, every lap, because I only had 14 laps experience before I went here, so every lap is a new. I'm learning more and more. You see me blow that turn 5, 6 a couple times. It's because I'm working on my braking marker. It's sort of like, how deep can I brake this thing? And so every time I go out, I'm learning, an awful lot, and getting a little bit better and better. I think this race, my best lap was a 141, and I had a secret goal I didn't tell anybody this weekend. Coming into the weekend, I wanted to do a 137. That was what I thought in my head I would be able to push, and it's a pretty aggressive goal for a 580-pound bike that's never been raced before, but I thought I might be able to do it. But the thing working against me was the track temps were really cold, so everybody's lap times were a little bit slower, and I just didn't want to crash it. So in this race, my best lap time is a 141, but in the next race, it comes down to 139. So goal of 137, hit a 139. What do you think?
Yeah, and you can see in each of these laps, there's always a few seconds to be taken out, so it's definitely within spitting range.
Yeah, that's me putting my fingers in front of the camera on purpose. I was just like, I was just screaming inside the helmet. I was so ecstatic. This is the cool down lap. That's why I'm not, that's not why we're not going too quick. But and how do we do on the battery pack here?
This one we still had a few amp hours left, so we still got a little bit of breathing room on the bottom of that.
So I could have done more wheelies, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you should ride in the wheelie all the way down that back straight.
More celebration, yeah. I didn't want to, I got a million supporters, and I'm thankful for them, but there's always those people out there who are critics, and the last thing I want to do is, I didn't want to crash, I didn't want to flip over backwards on the starting line, I didn't want to, you don't want to wheelie and fall over, you don't want to run out of batteries, you don't want to look like an idiot when the world's media was watching, and even though this is a club race, it was so well organized. Wira knows what they're doing. They're fantastic. And we had some media there, like the BBC America was there, and a bunch of journalists were there. They did some video interviews and stuff. And so it was awesome. That guy running up to me is Larry Pointer. He's the race director for Wira. And he comes up and congratulates me. And then this guy, here's Gerhard again. He sets the grids. Great guy, and I think I'm asking him how did I finish, and he didn't know, but I'm just ecstatic. I'm pretty sure I'm on the podium, but I wasn't sure. So this is us in the shop making our commentary. I hope you liked the video. It was just an incredible experience. Any last thoughts? We did it, man.
Let's keep going fast.
I know.
That was exciting.
Yeah, what should we do next?
Go faster. That's
can do.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for watching.